governor. Credit to him. Allowing the poorest of the Akwa Ibom to have access to education. Great. Same thing Obi also did when he was governor in Anambra State. In fact, from what it is also public record, from 27th position in a national examination, they became first enough that it's part of whatever awards that Obi parades everywhere. So Akpabiole and Obi. Akpabiole, they have access to more money because oil producing states, 13% derivation, and on and on. He had a lot to his equity. But in Akwa Ibom states, yeah, it is considered as one of the poorest, the state with the poorest people in Nigeria today. Simply because there is actually no real sort of like economic activity that can say, oh, got those educated people engaged in Akwa Ibom. Meanwhile, in Anambra, before that, right? In Akwa Ibom, Akpabiole built a stadium that became part of the probe of the stolen 107 billion naira that he was sort of arrested for by the EFCC as their governor. So part of that stadium project, part of the looted money that he was kind of held for then, the stadium project was part of that. Now, also, value added, or what have you, you can see the stadium, which the Nigerian Super Eagles and the rest of them uses once in a while for their qualifiers and what have you, right? Then in Anambra State, the guy that according to them now, used the state resources, right, invested the state resources in a brewery business he brought to his state. 15 years after that, the same brewery business is still running. The shares of Anambra State in that place is kind of like skyrocketed, like quadrupled over the years. That brewery has hired on a steady for the last 15 years, more than 20,000 direct and indirect workers from Anambra and outside Anambra. That's also like, yeah, brewery or beer business, you get, that they love to ridicule. Today, that brewery is the highest payer of tax in the entire Anambra State. All this you can also cross-check and fact-check, you get. So in the long run, the guy that challenged them that if they found any corruption on him, they should make them public now, and it will stop all this waka waka about and the rest. And up to this moment, nothing. Left over $150 million in the kitty of, saved for his own state. His own successor took the money, decided to start an airport project. That is Obino. Today, the guy who saved money, the guy that you want to compare with all these guys, right, is walking about, challenging them, other than try to attack his personality. Nothing really concrete is presented. There are conjectures and then appealing to their base. So, he is walking free. The person that succeeded him is standing trial for looting the state money. Like this Akpabiole that looted 107 billion naira from his own state as governor. So in the long run, Akpabiole sent people to Mecca, sent them to Jerusalem, right? And built a stadium. These are his legacies, right? But of course, on the part of not being able to resolve his own political party, some people believe that there are external factors contributing to the, El-Rufai said it, contributing to all the crises in war, all the political parties, apart from the APC, as if that was not enough. Today, Kolu was in Anambra State. Another very strong critic of Obi is Soludo. Now, Soludo has come out severally to say Obi is a distraction. In fact, what Obi is doing is tantamount to tantamount to further marginalization of the Igbos. I don't know if some of you remember the letter he published to try to chastise Obi before your 2023 charade. Soludo make it clear that, right, Obi has no real record in Anambra State, and he's not hiding it. Some people say it's because he's jealous. Some said it's because of hatred and all of that. I don't know. But they're all elite class to start with. But Soludo, being the guy in charge of Anambra now, right, was also the first guy who came out to say, oh, they said Obi left money. Well, me, I don't see the money. Like everybody, even till this time, everybody jumps Obaino. They have succeeded Obi. And it's always Obi. And we can actually understand why, right? Because he is the only real threat. It may be a little bit kind of like sad that the same Obi will never actually punish the establishment, even if he has such power. He won't. He's told you many times that somebody can come into your shop and steal something, and then you leave the shop open to chase the thieves. So he's not going to go after all these criminals and thieves, wherever they are. Sure, you get right now. So even if he has the power, the likes of Akpabioli and co probably will never see the jail wall. But with Soludo, he is like I don't know how to describe it, or maybe I am not going to do it perfectly in a way, right, that is going to be fitting, right? I mean, Soludo is like a necessary evil that somehow just doesn't fancy Obi, and he never sort of hides it. Soludo is in APGA. Obi left for PDP, and then Labour Party. So he's been everywhere to say he can't see what they said Obi did in Anambra State. However, he decided to bring in Kolu today. Kolu was in Anambra State to come and commission the projects of Soludo. And rather than for them to just enjoy it, right, like just have fun with your outing, Baba, they still have to kind of send a jibe to Obi from their gathering. First, the traditional rulers in Anambra State decided to give Tinubu a new title. Sorry, I have forgotten. This is I mean, they give him a crown as Dike Simba. That's Tinubu is now Dike Simba of Anambra, and that simply means hero from another land, deliberate, calculative. In that same gathering, they had some of their praise singers to sing. Now our daddy, no, sorry, now our papa be this you. We no get another one. Now our papa be this you. Hey. Not just that as well. Soludo, when he took the podium to praise Tinubu and what Tinubu has done to Anambra State and all of that, great singing, you know. He went on, right, to say this is the first time that a president will visit Anambra State to come and commission real projects, roads, flyovers, and new government house. So somehow, right, I went to go and Google that Anambra government house, because I remember that Anambra government house, as well as Anambra State Broadcasting Corporation or so. Those two places were burned down during the time they kidnapped Dike as their governor. And I remember when Obi came back, right, they had to reconstruct the same Anambra government house. So I went to check that and I'm like, oh, okay. Because I also remember that, if some of you will remember too, when they impeached Obi, because he won't approve, was it 270 million or something for the reconstruction of the state government house. How many of you remember that, by the way? And it was because he wouldn't approve like over 500 million they want to spend. They impeached him, and it was away for like another 8-9 months before court returned him. So the government house was like never. Anyway, Soludo has sort of like refurbished it, built some new blocks, painted the everything, constructed the inner rows and all of that. The whole place looks really, really new, even though it is not. So I'm going to take you to Anambra State when Call was there and all that transpired as much as I can, please. Let's go to Anambra State.
No, this security you know, but I need kidnap mad every day. So, all this security to Obodo. Again, no, this security to Obodo, I need make kidnapping. Again, mother will go in Navia. Okay, we go down pass. Get go Tinubu, again, okay, we go. Okay, then I want to go. Okay, you don't pass. Okay. Mota was one no. Mota was one no. You know, I go Konoka, Gala, Mota will go no. Always go Mota one no, because. Now, all this security in Obodo and they make it happen. A machine has security hard run. Security on a game with a go over. Again, Mandem Bolepa. Kewan go. Tinubu will go now. I can't go. You ain't call some motor. Or some motor do you ain't care because. All right. I want the more. Brother Dalu, no way do. Again, they be good. But I can't was one no. And Chakwalova knows her. Always when they me want a barrack, Hey! Okota Akalekwan. Oh, onya nke o. So Tinubu agawe ga ya mala nke ọba ahụ. Oluzo ekwe ma ole dị eza ya malụ. Jo duko nya security wa niile oboye ka na-eche o. Una risho na Tinubu wa gakwa anyway sha ike dum nje ekwe me luzo ekwe me nkọwa alụ.
Sit up. Sorry. It's because I've tried to put something up as well, right? So I've got this re-echo back. But here it is. The welcome of Tinubu to Oka, Anambra. And then it was taken around a few, what do you call it? The commissioning sites for roads, bridges, flyovers. That's how he put it, right? Well, just before we get to that, okay, there's also, I mean, there are, by the way, there are, what do you call it, other things that actually like really happened that you know, sort of got highlighted out of that visit. One of them is when the traditional rulers council of Anambra states came together to crown him hero from another land, I think. And that is a Dike, Simba, Anambra. Some other guys who were within, because it was also the time that Soludo also dropped a snippet. So I kind of match all these clips together to give you this collection, okay, of other things that happened there. So let's go back to Anambra.
That's a representative of the traditional ruler, of Oka. You know, the Ezozo gave you the title of Medifest in 2005. Welcome, sir. Where's the microphone?
We should go ahead. I'm going to put it around your neck. First time, second time, and the third time, I will leave it. and I'm going to count in Igbo. Ofu, Ibwa. Should I go